Hello, you absolutely handsome men and handsome women. The other day, I did a video about one of my coaching clients who's been going out there and approaching lots of women, having all these cool adventures and all of that. And I have his permission to read this out, but let's keep reading some more stories that he has shared in the coaching group. So he says, I approached this girl during the day. She was sexy. I told her this. She immediately told me that she had a boyfriend. I kind of noticed that she had really beautiful eyes, and I just started saying things. And then I stopped myself mid sentence, remembering Andy's voice message. And I'll talk about what that voice message was in a second. She was listening intently, and I just told her to go love her boyfriend. Thank you, girl, for helping me get better at respecting other guys' girls. And thank you, Andy, for that voice message about, one particular girl who had a boyfriend, as it hit really deep. So this, let me get big for a second. This is a question that some of you guys will have from time to time. It's like this, I don't know, man. It seems weird to me now that, yeah, I think I'll finish that sentence. It's fucking weird to me. Maybe that's judgmental, whatever. But it's fucking weird to me that I will occasionally get questions saying, hey, I hit on this girl. She had a boyfriend. How do I get her anyway? Like, that's just always been such a really strange question to me. And there's a lot of stuff on the internet of like how to get a girl who has a boyfriend, like how to push through that, how to essentially get someone to fucking cheat with you. And for me, that's just been like a no-go zone. Like, what the fuck? So much drama there, so much bullshit. Just like, that's not kind to her. That's not kind to him. You are essentially pushing up against someone's boundaries at that point. Like, if they say, I have a boyfriend, that is what most women say when they're trying to be polite and they want you to stop hitting on them. And so it's always been like a weird sort of fucking question. But he had been asking this question in the coaching group. He's like, hey, I hit on this girl and she had a boyfriend. Like, what should I have done differently? And so I sent him this long voice message and basically tried to be gentle with it. But I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, there are other women in the world. You don't need to go and hit on the ones that have a boyfriend. How would you feel if you had a girlfriend and then you found out some guy was trying to like make her fucking cheat on you? Would you want to be friends with that guy? And so I basically said, when we go around putting out these maybe bad vibes into the world, bad fucking karma, whatever you want to call it, there will sometimes be consequences for that. Like, beautiful, good things are probably not going to happen if you go around trying to fuck other people's girlfriends. Like, that's just such an obvious statement, but you are inviting drama into your life, is not necessarily kind to the woman that you're trying to talk into cheating with you, blah, 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 blah. So I recorded him that voice message, and this was like the start of him starting to really do what I said in that voice message, which is, what if you, when you hit on a woman, she has a boyfriend, you tell her, hey, I hope you guys have a beautiful fucking relationship. I hope you guys have a lot of fun together. And what actually happens when you do that a lot of times is she will turn straight back to you and say, I hope you have a beautiful life. Wow, you're such a nice person. Thank you for being kind to me. Thank you for encouraging me to have this beautiful, loyal relationship with my boyfriend. And what sometimes even happens, it's rare, but it happens enough, is she will actually give you a pat on the back and say, I want you to go hit on other women. You seem like such a decent human being. I want you to go talk to more women. Go have fun with this. Go talk to more women. And then you feel this little motivation because a woman just gave you a pep talk and encouraged you and acted like a cheerleader. So those are my thoughts on like, women that have a boyfriend. It's like, look, I can't tell any of you what to do. You're all adults, but I am never going to condone any of you trying to get someone to fucking cheat on their partner. That to me is just madness. All right, next story. And I love this one because he has been working on his honesty and just saying how he feels and obviously respecting people's boundaries and all of that, but just being honest with his attraction, with his sexuality and all of that. So he says, Russian piano girl. And these, by the way, are women that he is just hitting on during the daytime in public. I was as open as humanly possible. I told her I would love to kiss her. I also told her I want to sleep with her. She was shocked as hell. We had a fun laugh. Yeah, like, of course, people are pretty shocked when you're like, hey, by the way, I find you really attractive and like, we can do whatever we want, no pressure or anything. But like, my God, I would love to sleep with you if that's something you want. Like, just being that fucking honest on a date or even when you first approach someone or in a bar, you will be surprised how many people give you like this kind of reaction where they're like, wow, okay, thank you. And you laugh about it because most people just aren't this honest. So he says we had a fun laugh. She didn't want to give me her phone and she gave me her Instagram. She told me she's busy too. I DM'd her, but she seemed unavailable. Yeah, people can be busy at times. Thank you for helping me become more honest, open, genuine, and live more in the moment. He goes on to say, girls are so chill and open when you are sexual with them. Yeah, a lot of them are. I love being real with these girls. I can imagine what happens when I get even more comfortable doing it. Yeah, at some point you get to a point where, like I talk about, you're just talking about it like it's no big deal. Like, let me get big for a second. Like, when I'm on a date, I'm not doing some fucking smooth pickup game or some shit. I'm just, you're so pretty, can I kiss you? That's all I say. Or I will just be very honest about sexual intention. I do that before the date, to be honest. Like, I'm doing that over messages and stuff. But I'll literally just say, like, hey, I'm having fun. Look, I'll be honest, I'm really attracted to you. Do you want to go back to my place and we can try some BDSM? We can make out, we can fool around. Like, if you don't want to, no pressure. Like, what do you want to do? And then we just fucking talk about it. And she'll think and she'll go, I would like that. And then, sweet, cool, let's go. Or, is it okay if we do it next time? Or, I'm not really sure how I feel. Or, I just don't know you that well. And you're like, sweet, well, we don't have to do anything today. Like, that's cool. I don't mind. Do you want to keep hanging out? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to hang out for a little bit longer? Do you want to end the date? Like, how you feeling? You can just talk about this shit. Like, it's no big deal. I know that it feels like a big deal when you haven't been super, I guess I would say, chill about sex or chill about intimacy or chill about affection or chill about touching or any of this sort of stuff or kissing. But once you're pretty chill with this stuff, you can just talk about it. You can literally just say, like, yo, do you want to have sex tonight or do you want to wait till the next day? Like how you feeling? Like, what do you want? Let's talk about it. Like, it's no big deal. So he says, I love being real with the girls. I can imagine what happens when I get more comfortable with it. I had some real weird objection in my head that I was trying to rectify. It took me hours and a bunch of notes in my journal. My Saturday was basically me thinking about honesty versus game and trying to understand what the fuck is going on. So I know a lot of you won't have context on what he's talking about there, but like a lot of you will come and say, like, how do I have good game? How do I have good techniques and all of that? And I mean, you guys have watched the channel for long enough to know that I'm just a big fan of honesty. Like, why do you need game? Like, why do you need to like manipulate her or game her or trick her or any of that into sleeping with you? Why can't you just be like, yo, by the way, I find you ridiculously attractive. How are you feeling? Like, do you want to make this intimate? Do you want to have sex? Like what are you feeling? Like, what's up? What do you want? And then you just fucking talk about it. Why does it have to be this fucking game? It's like you're over egging the pudding or whatever it's called. Like, you're overplaying it. You're making it way harder. You could literally just be like, I find you attractive. Would you like to have sex with me? Or how are you feeling? What do you feel like doing? Do you want to make out? Do you want to fool around? Like, what do you want to do? You don't need the fucking game. Like, you don't need to spend the next 2 years learning game, learning techniques, learning fucking sick texting game. Why don't you just text her, I like you. Do you want to grab a drink and see how we feel? Like, you don't need games. So yeah, that's what he's talking about. He goes on to say, I am grateful to all the girls that blow me out, as in say no to him. You are helping me build my resistance, or I think he means resilience. I think he meant resilience. Let's fix that for him. I think he meant resilience. You're helping me build my resilience so I get better. Yeah, beautiful. That's something else that we teach a lot of, you guys here on the channel, but in the coaching program, we focus a lot on every time a guy goes out there and hits on a woman and she says no thank you, or she's not interested, or she has a boyfriend, I will get them to write 3 reasons why they're grateful for her saying no. And that's just a, little bit of playing to win there. But that really, really, really helps you want to go out there and seek more no's or be okay with more no's, is to realize like, hey, her saying no is a yes to herself. Isn't that beautiful? Her saying no is her practicing strong boundaries. That's actually teaching me a lot about boundaries. Her saying no to me is a beautiful thing because she's saving me time. She clearly doesn't want to go on a date with me. I would rather she say no immediately than waste my time talking to me for the next, hour or two. So, hey, beautiful. Thank you for saving my time. Her having a boyfriend is beautiful because maybe I want to have a girlfriend one day. And if I know there's some other guy out there who's dating this woman and that they can have a relationship, beautiful. Maybe I can too. So she is showing me a beautiful example of something that I would like in the future. So we can look for all of these positive reasons. But yeah, rejection doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's not even rejection anyway. She's just not interested in what you're offering. She's not rejecting you as a human being. She's rejecting your offer. Here's a few more from another day. So he says, this mega fit Colombian girl with her friend. She was sitting in a restaurant that I had lunch at, and it was my first approach. I think he means first approach of the day. I invited her for a date, and I told her she is sexy. And my God, was he really, really struggling to tell women that they were sexy at the start. It took us maybe like a month to help him work up the courage to be able to do that. And now he just does it all the time. He just says what's on his mind. So I got her number. I'm grateful to this girl for being so chill and open when I told her she's sexy in the middle of the restaurant. And then there's another one just after that. Another sexy girl that was absolutely shocked when I told her that she is sexy. Thank you for the reaction. It was really funny. Yeah, a lot of people are really shocked. Like when I'm on a date and I say to someone like, yo, you're so fucking hot. Can I kiss you? Like a lot of the time the reaction is like, what? And I'm like, I said, you're so fucking hot. Can I kiss you? And they're like, okay, yeah, I'd like that. Like they're just confused at the honesty. The same as when I start talking about BDSM or kink and I'm like, yo, hey, here's the kinky shit I'm into. Do you want to talk about what you're into? And if you don't want to, that's fine. But like, we can talk about it. Like people are just fucking shocked. Or when I'm autistically honest and I will talk about things like I will say, like I will break the fourth wall and I will say like halfway through a first date, for instance, I'll say, hey, how are you feeling? Are you feeling a bit nervous right now? Or I'll say this at the start of the date sometimes. I'll say, how do you feel right now? Are you feeling a bit nervous? And they'll go, am I allowed to admit that? Okay, yeah, I'm feeling nervous. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I think you're doing a good job. I think you're super pretty. Don't stress. Like we'll chill, we'll have a chat, like no pressure. Like I don't expect you to do a good job. You're nervous. I'm probably a bit nervous too. So let's just go hang out and have a nice time. And people are like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, why did he just like break the fourth wall like that? Or I will say the same thing during sex. I will pause and I will say, hey, how are you feeling? Like, you enjoying it? Do you want to go a bit slower? Do you want to try something else? Do you want to take a break? Like, how are you feeling? And so you can just kind of break the fourth wall and be honest, and beautiful things happen when you do. And then another story from him, some super honest and hot black girl that just said what was on her mind. Isn't it beautiful when you find someone like that? And usually you'll attract those people if you are the person who says what's on your mind. She was here for 2 days, so she didn't want to go on a date, but we vibed hard. Thank you for being so honest. I actually got inspired to up my honesty game. Yeah, I've had the same thing. Like every time I think I might be good at honesty or autistic honesty, I will meet someone who just kicks my fucking ass at being even more honest, even more upfront, even more raw, even more brave. Like a lot of you teach me a hell of a lot about courage and bravery and honesty and vulnerability. My coaching clients are just constantly teaching me those lessons. So I love when you meet someone else out there in the wild, man, woman, whatever, doesn't matter, who's maybe a little bit more honest than you, and you go, holy shit, there's another level to this. I could be even more autistically honest. Maybe we'll read a couple more, and I might do a part 3 because this guy has like freaking 50 of these stories. And by the way, some of these end up in dates and some of them end up in sexual experiences. But I want to kind of just read like a big, wide, varied chunk of them, like including the ones that don't end in the glamorous date or, the ones that maybe just say no to him. So here's one of those. One sexy girl with curly hair, and my client really likes women with curly hair. She was with 2 of her friends who were here. We talked about it a bit. I was sexual with her. Her friends left us to talk. She wrote to me today that she wasn't looking for some casual fun. And a lot of you, when something like this happens, or, when someone just says, hey, I'm not interested in what you're looking for, I get a lot of these questions where you're like, what should I have done differently? And it's like, what do you mean done differently? Someone just wasn't looking for the same thing that you're looking for. It would be like if a gay guy hit on me. I'd be like, hey, brother, I appreciate that. That's so flattering. But like, I'm straight, man. Like, if he was to then say, what should I have done differently? That's how insane, and I mean this with love, that's how insane some of your questions are when you're like, this girl said she wasn't interested. What should I have done differently? It's like, well, what could a gay guy have done differently for me or any of you that are straight? What could he have done differently to make you fuck him? Nothing. That's why I'm not a big fan of like manipulation and game and like trying to talk someone into something that they've already said no to. It has the same sort of energy of like, if a gay guy was to try and talk me into sex, I'd be like, this is making me really uncomfortable, man. This is not cool. Like, stop. And so it has that kind of energy. Let's read maybe one more. Some store clerk that was super cute and sexy. We set up a date for Friday. I asked to kiss her too. I'm grateful to this girl. So that's one of the ones, like I said, that ended up in a date. I think he slept with this woman, but don't quote me on that. I get mixed up and confused because this guy is talking to like 20 women a day. So every time he posts in the coaching group, which is every day, there's just like another fucking 15 of these cool, interesting little stories. So I don't even know what's happened. He's had a lot of sex. He's having a lot of fun. He's being ridiculously honest. So yeah, like I said, I will read out more of those maybe in a part 3. And by that point, God, he'll probably have like another 30 freaking stories for me to read out. So absolute legend getting out there, being honest, not being perfect with it. He doesn't need to be. but just saying what's on his mind. If you find someone sexy, he's just saying like, hey, can I be honest with you? And then when they say yes, he says, I find you really sexy. Or, hey, I'd love to take you on a date. Hey, I'd love to have sex with you. He's had all these beautiful adventures that have just come from honesty. And isn't that fucking amazing? By the way, right now for the next 2 days, so you only have 2 days left. If you apply for my coaching program, you'll get $2,000 off the price and you will get an extra 4 weeks. If that's something that you're interested in, there is a link down below to that. This guy is obviously one of my coaching clients. So if you want to be going out and having wild adventures like he is, or if you'd even like to meet him and be inspired by him, there's a link down below to that coaching program. Like I said, I'm happy to jump on a free call with you and talk through any questions you have, any concerns, any of that sort of stuff. We have payment plans if you need one. Link down below. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there and crush those goals.